Is it live? Hello? Hello, is this on? Hello? I think it's on. Okay. Okay, this is gonna be a super low rent video. By the way, I'm gonna pretend I'm gonna be live streaming, I'm gonna be reading the chat when I can. Select stream. Oh, hold on a second. Yeah, this one. Sorry, distracted by OBS stuff. I haven't streamed in a while. It's the first time streaming on this new channel. I think my style of streaming is just going to be basically I'm going to pretend I'm making a video, and that's how I'm going to talk about it. But I'm also going to read the chat, talk to you guys, and react. So this is going to be kind of a low rent video. I don't have my webcam set up, I don't have my layouts set up or whatever. I was going to do a little bit of that setup just now, but I killed 45 minutes trying to set up Patreon instead. Trying to get my stupid smartphone camera to work. It works fine. But when I open it in the browser on their stupid dox yourself to Patreon so you can make money on this website thing, it just shows a yellow screen. So I tried to use the selfie camera to take a picture of my driver's license for 45 minutes. Stupid. Anyway. Tonight's order of business is to start work on my... Hold on a second. Let me get my chat set up right here. If I can. Engage with your audience. What is it? Okay, whatever. Okay. Tonight's order of business is to start, or rather continue, work on my first RPG Maker MV plugin. I say continue because I did some research and some very light design work over the weekend. I meant to do all of my research and all of my design work, but I've been working pretty hard on RPG Maker stuff, like learning how to use the editor, learning how to use JavaScript to write plugins for it for like a week straight. So I really needed to take a break towards the end of the weekend. Now I'm refreshed and I'm ready to get back to work. So where am I on my plugin? Well, you can see the plugin on the screen. I don't have anything here. It's because I've just been doing research. Like I said, I have notes elsewhere. Wait a second. Okay, VS Code blinked out for a second. Let me see if I can just... Let me just turn this on. Studio mode, how do I transition? I haven't done this in ages. Oh, I see. There we go. Okay, you have my whole screen now. That's fine. So, let me just open up the live stream so I can watch the chat on there. Turn music back on. I hope the audio is good. I didn't do an extensive check. Like I said, this is a very low rent video. So excuse me if it doesn't work out too well tonight. It's going to be better next time, which is either tomorrow or Wednesday night. I'm scatterbrained all over the place. I'm telling you, I just killed 45 minutes on this stupid Patreon driver's license crap. It's got me all flustered. Whoops, I don't need to be opening OBS. You're seeing my whole screen now. Anyway, I'm going to continue my research into RPG Maker plugins. So over the weekend I learned the basics of how to work with plugins. And I learned, let me open this project. This is just a test project for putting the plugin in. So I learned the basics of working with plugins, and I managed to get, one second, just want to put that in the order. I made a plugin that lets you give items to the party, which is useless because you can just use events for that. And I made a plugin that puts a test command on the menu, which I didn't go all the way with that because the test command works. I put a console.log statement in there. You hear that? They're playing fucking bowling up there. Whatever. Console.log statement in the test command, but the game freezes after that command, and I think I know why. I've been thinking about it. I basically hit pause on that part of plugin development because I haven't even introduced what I'm going to be working on. See, I'm totally scatterbrained tonight. I have to get back into the swing of this. I used to stream all the time, and I'm just like totally out of it. I haven't streamed in years. Excuse me. So, you know what? I also haven't even checked that the live stream's actually working. Let me check that. I think it is. Or is that supposed to be the live feed? That's not the live feed. I have my whole screen showing. Okay, there we go. Anyway. So, I got this test command working. Except it freezes the game whenever you use it, and I think I know why. Before I knew why, I had decided that I was just going to come back to that, and I was going to learn how to make windows and screens, custom windows in RPG Maker. But I've been thinking about it, and I think that will actually solve the problem. I'm pretty sure, let me show, I don't have the test command thing anymore, I deleted it. I hope that's not super loud. So I had a little command down here, and when I hit it, this whole screen would freeze. The music would continue, I did have some background music on. And I think it might be because this menu expects you to open another menu, or to focus another menu or something. But I didn't have any functionality for... By the way, let me just turn this stuff off right now. I didn't have any functionality for, well, anything. I think it's expecting me to do something when I hit OK. We'll see if I'm correct. We're going to circle back to that. So today, I actually have my little to-do list right here. Today I'm going to research how to make new screens with JavaScript in RPG Maker. And then I'm going to do some design work. And then I think I'm going to start coding my collectible, because I still haven't explained what I'm making. See, this is why I need to practice. Give me 2 weeks, I'll be the best RPG Maker plugin streamer you ever seen. But right now, I'm all over the place. Okay, pretending that I'm making a video. Let me walk this back. Let me organize my thoughts here. Order of business tonight is to work on a collectible system plugin for RPG Maker MV. I am trying to make. Is there a paint app on here? I'm trying to make a plugin. I can't believe they pushed this Copilot slop even in Paint now. Microsoft is just a company for selling Copilot now, aren't they? I can't wait for this bubble to pop. Anyway. I'm trying to make a collectible plugin system. There we go. We'll do a little presentation. Why not? Trying to make a little collectible plugin system. So I needed to do a few things. I need to track. Oh boy, this is. Okay, you know what? I have the text. Let me just use the text. Track collectible items, which will probably be hidden items. RPG Maker. Hidden items being a certain category of items. Whoops. Oops. I need to change that for testing anyway. Hidden items is, well, it's 2 of the categories for items, and that just means items that you don't see in your inventory, but there are ways to interact with them from events. And technically, oh, I didn't even save changing the maximum. I do want to keep that actually. I'm not sure that you'll need to use the plugin, or I'm not sure that you'll need to use the collectible items at all, but I want it to be an option. So if I make them hidden items, I can make it an option to use them from events. And I do have a specific idea for the game I have in mind of how you might use them, but that's not super important right now. The important thing is they're probably going to be hidden items, and that means you can do whatever you need to with them. They're going to exist in the RPG Maker database, and it's going to be super easy to do whatever you want with them from events, whatever. And I do want to make this plugin so that other people can use it too. So I'm trying to consider things like that. So I need to track the items. Well, that's pretty easy because RPG Maker already tracks it. I'm also considering... Let me write this down too. Considering a custom database. Custom database meaning a JSON file, just like RPG Maker does, because as I've learned as I started using RPG Maker, I've been using this for about a week, by the way. just want to say I have not been using this long, so please excuse my ignorance. Data. This is what all the databases in RPG Maker do. It's just a bunch of JSON files. Most of these are one-to-one directly to what we call the database in RPG Maker. This part. Actors, classes, skills, items, and so on. Actors, see animations, there's other stuff too. Armors, classes, oh it looks like armors, weapons. Okay, so items is actually, hold on, I'm learning stuff live. No, weapons and armor have their own section in the database, okay. Yeah, so it's one-to-one for the most part, and then you have stuff like map info. Like this is a map in RPG Maker, it's just a bunch of data like this. Isn't that cool? I mean obviously it's super hard to read. I think because it's been minified mostly. If this was formatted, well no wait. No, this one's not an issue of formatting. I mean kind of. But mostly it's, there's this data array that's got a ton of just like magic numbers in it. I think I know what that is. I think that's representing the map as, this is just a guess. I think that's representing the map as just a bunch of tiles. So it's a bunch of tile IDs. I guess? Because I mean it's the same number over and over again. That makes me think it's just grass tile, grass tile, grass tile, grass tile. That's irrelevant. That doesn't matter. Paint. So we're going to track collectible items, possibly a custom database, so the plugin can track it in JavaScript any way that I want to. Whatever. It's also going to add a custom screen to view collectibles. And this is part of the reason why I'm considering a custom database. Because I'm thinking about making it so that I have all kinds of information associated with the items, so beyond what you have in RPG Maker. Because if I look at RPG Maker items, this is all the info you get. You got a name, you got an icon, description. It's a lot of info, but I might want to associate more info. So in that case, I would want a custom database, which would not be hard at all to get set up. And create views, you know, like that's a pretty common idea in programming. Model view kind of thing. Custom screen to view collectibles. So the feature that I have in mind, okay, actually, yeah, I'll just put that here. Feature that I have in mind is to, oh yeah, I haven't even explained the name. You might have seen the name of the plugin is Collectible Poem Fragments, and that's the idea, is to make collectibles that have poem fragments associated with them. So you collect the collectibles, and I don't want to necessarily spoil too much in case I do continue with this game a lot, which I'm planning to. But basically you collect collectibles that have pieces of poem associated with them and you build a poem. And that's all I need to say. You get a collectible, which I'm thinking is just a picture that you can look at on the collectible screen, and a piece of poem, and I want you to be able to look at a screen that has the whole poem on it. So you can view with the collectibles and in complete form on its own screen. So I'm actually going to say add custom screens. So what else does this plugin need to do? It tracks collectible items, adds custom screens, and provides developers an interface to use collectibles in their games. So could give them script calls to do things in JS based on collectibles, etc. I'm not going to get into that right now. That's the part I've thought about the least so far. So basically this is all I need. And I might have had some other ideas. I've got a bunch of notes I need to go over again and organize. I'm probably not going to do that on stream because they're all in my journal, which I'm not interested. Well, I just showed it on stream, so whatever. I'm not interested in showing my journal on stream. Thankfully the last little bit is not anything personal, but mixed in with the notes I was taking over the weekend, there might be some personal stuff I don't want to show. Yeah. So let's just get on to the next task here. I just want to research how to make new screens with JavaScript. So now this part where the video gets even more boring. I mean, it's not exactly thrilling, but I'm going to be doing a lot of concentration on dev work. So if I ignore chat, I'm sorry. I'll check it when I can. I could easily set it up so that I always have chat in view, but I don't want to because I want to focus on my work. So if I end up ignoring chat for like an hour, I'm sorry. It might happen. But I will read the chat sooner or later. If there is a chat. I don't expect any chat for this stream. Contrarians who are watching contradict me now. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into researching. I'm gonna use the Pomodoro method as I do. I'll check chat when I take breaks. How about that? That's how I need to set up my Discord messages and stuff too. I'm on the Pomodoro system. Work 25 minutes, take 5-minute break, and so on, with a longer break every couple hours. So I will check chat right now, and then when I get a break. So I need to learn how to make custom screens in RPG Maker plugins. I did a little bit of research into this. I'm just going to use a physical scratch pad. I was going to open sticky notes, but I have some stuff in there I don't want to show either. So when I say sticky notes, I mean the Windows sticky notes. So I got a physical scratch pad. I'm going to start some notes here. I'm sorry that that's not very... You know what? I have Paint open. I want to make this interactive. I want you guys to see what I'm doing. So let me go ahead and pop a thing here. Custom screen / Windows notes. So I'm going to take notes on what I'm learning and then try to apply it. To make a little test plugin just to get a custom screen on the window. Actually, I'm sorry. This is stupid. I can just open a new document in here and yeah, I'm just gonna have my notes here. This is way better. Okay. Okay, so I've made some strides in learning how to make custom windows and screens. I guess I'll try to write down what I can remember about researching this. I think the Scene Manager class is involved. And there is something called a window... I think it's just window base. Oh yeah, there it is right there, window base. There's window base, and then there's window selectable, and then there's window menu base. And I think there's actually another one. I think there's a window menu as well that also gets derived from. So window menu command, I could be wrong. Yeah, I guess just window menu base and then all the different menus derived from that. Yeah, okay. But the window menu, the window menu command, I think I will be using too. Classes of interest. Let me just do that. And I will draw a little diagram, because this is a chain of inheritance. Oh, someone's hammering up there. They got tired of playing bowling. Probably need to use... Well, no, I definitely need to use... Get two screens from window menu command. That's the screen that we're going to be using to get to them. Let me look at the Scene Manager. Oh, here we go. Scene base also. So that's I think that's most of the Windows stuff that's involved. I'll go ahead and make a note of the command. Need a custom command on command menu to reach screens. That involves... I do kind of wish I'd saved my code for that. That involves overriding. Hold on. Wait, where is it? There's definitely a function called add handler, right? Is it set? It's set handler. Okay. I think there's something that's like create. Is it make command list? I think it might be make command list that I'm thinking of. This seems to be a lot of how making RPG Maker plugins works, at least early on when you're learning. Yeah, I think this is it. Something that I need to override. Or is there something that calls this? Let me just check if there's something that calls this. You can see right there, add command is how you add commands. But then I need to also make sure, I need to override the sequence where it's making its commands. And then I also need to inject my commands to the window menu command. I think this is it. I think it's just make command list, override this, and let it run. So it's hard to alias this. Maybe there's a better way to do this. But when I was making my little test plugin, I didn't think I could alias what I was overriding because I had to make sure, I had to call stuff in between other stuff. That's what I'm thinking of. I had to call stuff in between other stuff. So that's not the one I'm thinking of. Is it under Windows Selectable? I just want to get this straight before I move on. Well, here's Windows Selectable. Process OK. Update. I'm getting close, I think. I also need to learn how to draw windows, which I think Windows Selectable has something. That's not it. It's in my notes. Yeah, I'll just check that later if I have to. At any rate, you have to get a custom command menu on get a custom command on the command menu to reach screens. You have to override something. But everything involves overriding something, so whatever. Yeah. That's pretty much it so far. So now I need to actually get down to some more research. So I covered the Windows side of things that as I understand it so far, which is obviously not much. Now, when I go to, I found something, not pop. It appears, yes, here, this is exactly what I'm thinking of. This might even be what I was thinking of a second ago. It might be one of these scene things. So, scene title, let me look at a different one. Scene map, yes, scene map is where a lot of stuff happens. Because I think most of the game takes place in scene map. Let me keep pushing this. See, like here's something, scene map call menu. So when you call the menu, it pushes scene menu onto the scene manager. And then I guess scene manager has like an update function that will automatically coordinate everything to get that on the screen. So I think that's what I need to do. I need to make a scene. I need to gracefully push it to the scene manager at the right time without screwing something else up. And then make sure that I can get back, which might be as simple as popping it from the scene manager, but I don't know. It's a stack, so I would hope it's that simple. A lot of things in RPG Maker are remarkably simple. It's actually a really cool environment to write plugins and stuff in, from what I've seen so far. They did a pretty good job. It's amazing because it's not even open source software. And it's got better interface for modifying stuff than a lot of things I've seen. Not that I have a lot of experience modifying other people's stuff. I've mostly done like little blue sky projects where I just start from scratch on little games and stuff and usually don't finish them. Never thought I would enjoy modifying stuff like this or um, using RPG Maker, but I really enjoy it. It's really fun. It's a really, really fun way to make software. So I haven't become a professional yet, but I think I might enjoy a professional software engineer job where I work with other people's code. I know it's going to be a nightmare, but I mean, this is also kind of a nightmare. It's fun, but it's just thousands of lines of code that I have to work through to try and add functionality. And it is kind of a nightmare, but it is fun. And I haven't even begun. Like, I've been working with plugins for a few days. And I've already been pretty frustrated sometimes, but it's also just really super fun when you get something working. And I've only got super basic stuff working, so I'm excited to keep going with this. Okay, focus. So, scene base. There's scene base, that is the superclass of all scenes. Is there something else, kind of like window selectable for Windows, that I need to consider when I'm making a scene? Oh, scene boot. That's like the opening of the game, yeah. I don't think so. Scene title. Yeah, it looks like scene base. Wait, what's that? Window... oh, scene menu base. Okay, that's something. Superclass of all the menu type scenes. I am going to be making a menu type scene, so that's pertinent. Okay. Am I using that word right? My vocabulary is usually pretty good, but sometimes I just say words. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Scene base and scene menu base are pertinent. Scene manager class is involved. Let me add something to that. It appears push scenes straight on to scene manager. Load them in. I need to understand what scene manager is doing. So, no, it's not going to be that easy. I'll take a sip. Okay. Pop scene. Okay, so the scene manager is probably... oh, it would be under manager, duh. Oh, it's the first thing. It's the first manager. Oh wait, I think? No, it's not. Not at all. When I see a big list like this, I assume it's... well, I'm thinking of the big list of vars that's in one of these files. Yeah, it's this one. I was thinking of this big list of data vars. Scene manager's way down here. Okay. Manager scene transitions. Okay. Scene manager.run. Initialize, go to scene class. Request update. Okay. I'm not going to need to mess with all this initialization stuff. Request update. Request animation frame. I will need to learn how all that works sooner or later, but I don't think I really need to get into the guts of that right now. Update. Update managers, update main. Okay, so scene manager seems to coordinate kind of everything, doesn't it? Terminate. Oh yeah, look, it's even responsible for closing the whole window. I believe that's like a web window, which is how that's what everything happens in for RPG Maker. On error, on key down. Okay, that's... I was thinking of some input stuff last night. That's gonna be pertinent for that. Relevant for that. Tick start, tick end, calls graphics. Update managers, which looks like it just updates the image manager. But it's nice to have an interface like that in case you want to add more later. And maybe it does. It's possible that that code is modified somewhere else. Change scene. If this is scene changing and not his current scene visit. Terminate the current scene. Detach reservation. There's some kind of reservation queue. I don't know what that means yet. Previous class equals scene constructor. Okay. Okay, so you set a previous class value to the current one before you change it. Scene equals next scene. I don't really need to get into the guts of this though. I just need to observe the interface of scenes. Yeah, I really do think I just need to make a scene and then push it. Yeah, pushes it onto the stack, obviously. It's good that I found this, because when I first saw it I was like, wait, is scene manager just an array? So it pushes it onto its stack, passes in the constructor, and then goes to scene class. Okay. Wait, that's a little confusing. This.scene.constructor. When does that get... Oh, that's probably just like a generic constructor for scenes. I don't know. Let me look around. Let me look at this. When does this actually get modified? When does underscore scene member get modified? Here. Gets set to next scene. When does next scene get modified? Yeah, when does next scene get modified? I'm a little confused about how this works. So I see that you push this.scene.constructor onto the stack, and then the scene class that you pass in, you go to. Maybe it has something to do with go to. Maybe go to, but you push that onto the stack before you go to. Next scene. Yeah, go to sets next scene, but that's what I'm confused about. When you call scene manager.push, you pass in a scene class. It pushes the current scene's constructor onto the stack. Oh, the stack is for preserving the scenes. It's not for loading the next one. It's for storing the last one. So then I'm guessing when you pop it, it pulls back the last scene. Okay, so go to is what I'm... Go to. If scene class, then next scene equals new scene class. And I'm pretty sure an update it just checks if there's a next scene so that it can... let me just double check that. Update scene. If this scene, if not this scene started and this scene is ready, start. If this is current scene start. Okay, I don't need to understand all that right now. Let me double check this. Oh, when you call go to, it sets the next one and it stops the current one. Okay. What? Let me look at the stop code. Oh, it's right here. Wait, is it? No. That would be in scene. Okay, now I think I am ready to look at this. I think I understand what I need to about scene manager. So, stop, no results. Might be under... No, here it is. Right, I forgot when you're setting JavaScript functions, the parentheses doesn't go on the function. Stop the scene processing, just sets its active to false. Okay. This is pretty simple. So it looks like it is as simple as I thought. I just need to make a scene and push it onto the scene manager. Yep. Sorry. I might do weird stuff like that. Like, why did I scroll down to the bottom? I scrolled down to the bottom because this hyphen right here, on my monitor there are these two lines that go across the whole screen. They basically see my cursor That cursor basically fits right over them. It's really obnoxious. There's space in between them where you can see the screen, and then there's these two lines that go across the whole screen. I really need to replace my monitor, but ain't nobody got money for that. So yeah, the question, I don't even need to write a note about this. The question is, which do I override? I think I override scene menu base. But then what do I do with it? What do I need to set to make it work? Is scene menu base the next one? I hope so. It's not. And there goes my mouse freaking out. See, all my hardware is crapping out. Well, not all my hardware. I don't want to say that, but my mouse and my monitor, total crap. Scene menu base. Okay. Also, I want to give a big caveat right now. I've already given the warnings in the description stuff that I'm pretty new. I'm extremely new to developing RPG Maker. I also want to say I'm pretty new to JavaScript in general. I've been learning to program for just a few years, and I've only been learning JavaScript for like a year. Very sporadically, off and on. JavaScript has not been my main focus until very recently. So I get most of the features of JavaScript. It's not a very big language. It's pretty straightforward for the most part, except for its weird stuff. I don't really get this pattern yet of how we do classes by making functions and then just adding stuff to them. Because I guess everything in JavaScript is an object. It's an object-oriented programming language, so a function is an object just like anything else. So we just happen to make this object a function so we can give it some like functionality when you call the class as a function. It's not that hard to work with. I think I get it. Excuse me. It's just I'm not super clear on everything yet. For reference, the language I know the best is probably C#, and behind that is GDScript. So that might give you some idea of the kind of environment I'm more used to working in. Initialize, create background, update actor, create window layer. I don't understand how this works with the actor stuff. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Menu type scenes. Is this for... Hold on a second. Is this just for menus that are like skill item, or not item, skill equip? That lets you pick your actors over here? Status, I mean, let me check. Whoops. Check. Scene item. Scene item derives from scene menu base. Scene skill. Whoops. That's a different thing. Scene skill. Oh, they derive from scene item base. And from scene menu base. Their prototype is copied from scene menu base, and then their constructor is set to scene item base's constructor. Oops. What are all the different kinds? I have scene boot, scene title, scene map. Well, okay, scene title, scene map. Those are not from scene menu base. Okay, but the menu is. The menu screen is. But that also has... Let me just keep looking here. Scene item, scene skill, scene equip, scene status, scene options. No, scene options also goes from menu base though. So I guess it is exactly what it says. It's from menu screens. Yeah, okay, so what is the relationship to the actor? Why does every menu have this information about actors associated with it? I'm gonna check. Okay. I think next stream I'm gonna put some kind of warning on the screen that I don't check the chat right away necessarily, just in case somebody comes in. Type create. Alright, this is where we were. So create background. Your sprite for the background sprite. Oh yeah, this was something else that confused me. Background sprite and scene manager. Let me take a look at that. Wait, what? It's background sprite, right? Oh, background bitmap. So what is the background bitmap? What is that? I don't see anywhere where that gets set on the scene manager. Okay. It's time for a break, so I'm just gonna stand up and stretch a little bit and take a sip. Only gonna be gone for a couple minutes. I want to say a couple minutes, I mean like 20 seconds. I'm back. Okie dokie. Well, I'm on break, so I don't want to work right now. I'll talk about my music. I listen to this constantly. This is a PlayStation Jungle mix by Rylan Kirchhoff. It's awesome. I work to this all the time. This specific mix usually. It's 4.5 hours of music. I just listen to it on repeat when I'm not listening to other stuff like breakcore or whatever. I'm trying to think of something fun I can quickly do on a break from work, because I think it's super important to observe breaks. It's part of the reason why I use the Pomodoro method. And honestly, I've been doing pretty terribly lately. I've been skipping a lot of breaks while I've been frantically working on learning how to make plugins and stuff over the past week. That's not good. Don't do that. It's bad. Take breaks. Take breaks early and often. Well, not early, necessarily. Can't shove that one into the old early and often trap. Let's see. I could see if there's like a little game I can pull up, but I don't know what to play that I can just get started and stop within 5 minutes. What's this? Downloads. Just close that. Oh, what is there on Steam? It might take like a minute to launch into. Here I'm doxing my Steam library. A bunch of random games. And every night I look at this library when it's time for free time and I just say, I don't want to play any of this. I don't know what to play. And I usually end up working on RPG Maker stuff again. Maybe that's a good sign. It's been really... Something about starting RPG Maker and trying to learn how to make plugins is really... It's finally lit up that fire inside, the game development fire. I've been trying to become a game developer for years. I've been pretty aimless. I've been trying Godot and I've been trying all kinds of other stuff, like monogame, using C++ with like SDL or Raylib. And I thought I preferred lower level environments, but I really don't. I prefer higher level environments. You get more done a lot faster, and the problems that you get to solve are more manageable. I'm not superhuman. So I quite enjoy working in things like JavaScript or GDScript. I put Guilt and Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga on my currently playing, but I mean, Guilt's pretty cool. I do want to play more of that. This one's kind of boring me. I don't know how much I care for these Lego games anymore. It's good. It's really cool. This one especially, because you just get to explore the Star Wars world. And it's really big. There's a ton of levels, and they're all really big. It's kind of cool. But I'm also not that super into Star Wars anymore, so I don't know. Might stream some video games soon. That'd be good, right? Stream video games a little bit. Not just develop games, but stream games too. Why not? Probably stream Dead Rising because I'm like obsessed with Dead Rising. Or I used to be. Anyway, back to work. So, background bitmap. So when I think of the bitmap, I just think of an image, but maybe this is used in some other context, like maybe it's some kind of template or something? I don't know. It's JavaScript, baby. I don't have type information or anything. I don't know what this is. If I had to guess, it's probably a string. Everything in JavaScript is strings. Which is not a bad way to go about things necessarily, like keying into things with strings. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's not bad. Okay, so let's just skip create background for now. So update actor, this is what I really want to know. Actor equals gameparty.menu actor. What does that mean? What do actors have to do with this stuff? And do I even need to know this? Or is it like way easier than I imagine to get a menu on screen? And I don't even need to mess with this necessarily. What I need to know right now, what information do I need to create the most basic menu? Create window layer. Okay, I think I need to look into the scene base some more. Create window layer. Graphics box width, box height. Okay. Let me look at the use of this I was looking at before. For scene menu base. Create window layer. So when you're creating, it does that. When you create a window layer, it sets the width and height from a graphics object, which I can certainly see in the scene base here, right? Wait, stage. That's a pixie thing, isn't it? Is it a pixie thing? The stage object. I've been learning a little bit. Oh wait, here we go. Stage. The root object of the display tree. So does this have? Oh, look at that. Pixie container call this. It looks to me like stage is mostly just a wrapper for a pixie container. And then this might just, yeah, this is just documentation, because I recognize, I've been seeing Add Child pop up a lot. I've been doing some Pixie tutorials lately, and that's something you use with the Pixie. Actually, it is called a stage in Pixie, isn't it? Yeah, so that's a very, very thin wrapper over Pixie. Oh, and Pixie does have a graphics class. Let me look at the Pixie documentation real quick. I knew it would pay off to learn more about Pixie. I just knew it would. I knew it would, sooner or later. It may not be super relevant right now. It's like, I could probably get this done faster, but what I'm trying to do is sustainably learn everything I can about plugin development so that I don't just want to get this collectible menu made. I want to get it made and I want to learn how to do it again with different contexts. I focus on fundamentals. It's so important to know your fundamentals. Anyway, there's a graphics object in Pixie. So that's what it's using. So let me find my place. Wait, I'm getting kind of lost in the sauce here. Hold up. Stage prototype, scene base. It was in the menu base that I saw something with the graphics object. I'll come back to that. Create window layer. Right, here we go. Create window layer, graphics.box width, graphics.box height. Let me look at this one more time. Pixie container prototype. Graphics initialize. Okay, so this is just like the window. Yeah, the game screen. So does that mean this defaults to filling up the whole screen? Oh, well, it's a window layer. So this is talking about creating some kind of object. Oh, create the layer for the Windows children and add it to the rendering process. And it centers. Okay, whatever. I don't need to dive into that. Add a window. See, this is like lower level details than I need, I think. It's good to know though, good to know. Good to research and get more familiar with this. Yeah, I'm thinking that I'm probably overcomplicating this. Again, I'm super happy to dive into the guts, but I would like to get something on the screen soon. So maybe I will go ahead and just try to do that. Let me set up a little test plugin here. I'll just work here for now. So test new menu and command. Let's just say let's test new menu plugin. Oops. Why not? I'll go ahead and put my name and stuff here. This should never ever make it out of this project, and it'll probably be deleted in a few hours. Menu reached by custom command. Okay. So let me try and refresh my memory on how to make a custom command. Let me move this over here. So to make a custom command, you have to use the command menu, and you have to override where it's adding all the commands. So I think override this. In fact, I can just... First of all, I'm trying to learn some best practices for plugins, and I think I've got a couple down. So there's a couple of approaches, I think. You can make an IIFE, which I could not for the life of me remember what that stands for, but it's basically just a function that you define, and then you call it immediately. So it's scoped entirely within your kitchen. I mean, entirely within this function right here. So you can't do anything with this from outside of this. It's completely scoped inside of itself, which sounds appealing. But I was reading this article on the Yanfly wiki, which, you know what, I may as well link that. That'll be in the StreamChat archive, right? Yeah, let me link that. What is this? Oh, okay. In fact, I can just find the IIF. Yeah, here we go. Argument against requiring IIFEs. It seems, I mean, Yanfly and this whole collective, Yanfly, Kashix, Vizstella, Kazwolf, and so on, these are like the biggest, baddest, when I say baddest, I mean in a good way, plugin developers, right? So I'm kind of okay with aping their advice, and their advice is to make a namespace. Oh, I totally forgot to link the article. There we go. I can link things in YouTube chat, but I can't link things in my description. I wanted to link my GitHub repository. By the way, I like this stream. If you don't like your own stuff, you're missing out, my friend. Okay, so usually I use like ES6 stuff because it seems to work fine with plugins, but it seems you have to use var for your namespace stuff for some reason. Test new menu plugin. So this probably wouldn't be good for a public plugin. It's not unique enough. I would probably put my name first. That's something I learned from Laughing Man Productions. I was following his tutorials, which are quite good. But I'm just gonna do. This is not for public release. just gonna do like that. And I'm gonna do this pattern to not, you know, remake it. And then I want an alias, or I'm not sure if we can, actually I can't alias, can I? This is the one I was talking about where I have to do stuff in between, or do I? I'm not sure that I do. Well, there was something where I thought I had to alias, or I couldn't alias something because I had to do something in between, but it appears that I just need to use this. I'll give this a shot. Okay. Test new menu plugin dot menu command make command list alias. And I don't think, because I'm namespacing, I don't really think I need to put the whole prefix on there, window menu command, but it doesn't hurt anything. So we just want to save that so I can call that again. And then I want to overwrite it. And I just want to call that. And then I want to make my own commands, right? So I think I need to use the add command thingy. And then, oh, I remember what I couldn't alias. It was setting handlers. I'm gonna have to set handlers too. But right now I just need to add command. So let me find that. Which I want to say is in window selectable. Oh, wait, whoa, I cycled back around the front. No, it's under window command. Wait, what's window command? Superclass of windows for selecting a command. Oh man. Okay, I didn't really make a note about that anyway. That's fine. So window command is something to remember. There's so many different classes. Window command has add command. Right, so you pass in the name, the symbol being basically just a string that's associated as, it's the name that is used to get the handler. Enable is just a boolean, whether or not it's enabled. An extension, I don't know what ext is for. I haven't figured that out yet. So I just want to call add command, right? And I can just use this, I believe. So this, add command, no, add command. Let's call it test command, and make the symbol test command, make it enabled, and just for giggles, I'll put a null in even though you don't have to for the ext call. Because in JavaScript you can call functions with any number of arguments. It's a wild man's land, total Wild West. Okay, so add command, now I need to set a handler. That, I believe, yes, that is in window selectable. And that is a simple, and I do believe window selectable is what menus derive from at some point. Let me double check that. So I should just be able to call this on the menu command, right? Yeah, definitely. So window selectable, see there was something I didn't think I could alias, and I think it was in window selectable, but was I even right? Update. Now let me look through window selectable real quick and see what I was talking about, or see what I was thinking about yesterday. Is it initialized? No. No, I don't need to hook into any initialization, I don't think. Select. Set handler. I think I just need to set handler. Oh, but wait a second. It might be call handler. There might be something that calls all the handlers that I need to... Oh wait, I could just like... I think it's update. Is it update? No, wait, process handling. I don't know. That looks like it's processing input. Oh wait, hold on. That's name input, that's selectable, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's input handling, okay. Right, that would make sense because it's for selecting stuff. What did I think I couldn't alias? I don't know, I think I just need to call set handler. Let me just give it a shot. Test command, and then we just want to pass in a function, so I'll just make one here. And let me just get this working. Test command executed splendidly. Will that work? I want to say that won't work. I think I'm forgetting something. So turn on test new menu plugin. Cannot set property test command of undefined. Let me read that one more time. Cannot set property test command of undefined. Or test command. Yeah, see, this is where I started to run into some kind of problem. Window menu command, set handler, make command list. Cannot set property test command of undefined. So it would be this. Window menu command, window command. I thought this inherited from... It does inherit from Windows selectable. I don't need to call .prototype, do I? See, I did this exact thing over the weekend. Set handler undefined. See, no, that's not the problem. It obviously has a set handler. And this is why there was something I found. See, I should have just kept that code. I have notes, but I can't look at my notes right now. My old notes from the weekend. There's something, I'm pretty sure on window selectable, that I could not alias. I had to copy the whole thing in and do something in between something else. So what was that? It might not be window selectable though. I think it does have something to do with the handlers. So let me look at everything involving handlers in this file. Set handler is handled, call handler. Create buttons, no. That's too much. Let me look at make command list, every usage of that. I feel like it has something to do with make command list. Do I have to refresh? It's worth a try, right? Maximum call stack size exceeded. Yeah, that's bad. I'm getting into some recursive shit there. Sorry, I was trying not to swear on this stream. For no particular reason, it doesn't matter. Oh, oh, right. Wait, no, I should be able to put a semicolon there. Wait, what's it complaining about? Oh, oh, I didn't close that. Wait, what? Declaration or statement expected. What are you talking about? Oh, and then I didn't close that. Wait, what's going on here? I feel like I'm going insane. What did I just do? Whatever. Okay. That didn't have anything to do with it, I know, but I'm just gonna check. Test command undefined. See, this is... I'm on the cusp here. What am I doing wrong? I solved this over the weekend. Test command of undefined, which means... it's like the handler is not defined. Okay. It's not in the scene manager, is it? Oh, no, that's for creating windows. But let me look at create command window. I think that might actually be it. I think it's, yes, it's create command window. Oh, okay, yes, I have to inject into this. And this I can't alias because it adds the window after everything and it creates it in the function. This was the thing I was thinking of. So, yeah, I just have to do it right in here. I have to set the handler in here. So I can put that wherever I want, I guess. I think it's based on the order. Let me put it at the top. I think that'll work. This.set handler is not a function. Oh, it's not. It's a this.command window.set handler. That's it. Okay. I think that's it. Oh, it's no. It puts it right at the end. Let's see, the game freezes. But I think that might be fixed if I actually go all the way with giving it a window. Oh, but I can test that my console.log worked. And it does work. I test. This is what I had working on the weekend. Yeah, test command executed splendidly. Great. So it feels like I wasted a bunch of time just getting something working that I already had working over the weekend, but I think this has helped me cement my understanding a little better. And you see, a lot of this RPG Maker plugin development stuff is just finding all the different things that interact with what you're trying to do. So I not only had to edit the make command list of the window menu command, but I had to edit the scene menus create command window function, which I couldn't even alias. So, and I can check out what command personal and stuff actually does. Actually, let me check out command item. Or not command item. Yeah, command item. And that just pushes a scene. So let me just try making a scene now. And the scene I want to make is probably from scene item base. Or is it? Would it be an item base or a menu base? I think scene item base is actually from, well, it's from selectable. No, it's from the menu base, so that works. Okay. Let me try making a new scene from scene menu base. This is where I want to be. Or scene item base, I mean. So, just test scene. New scene menu, or no, item base. I mean, I could just try doing that right there. And how do you push it? Scene manager. Okay. Scene manager. Push. Test new menu plugin. Test scene. Does that work? Does that do something? Scene class is not a constructor. Okay, let me double check this. Command item. Find this. Okay. I need to take a break, and I have to use the bathroom anyway, so I'll be right back. I'll have BRB screens and stuff set up next stream. Back. We're so back. We're so back, babe. Okay. Still on break. I do need to mute myself for a sec to drink some water. scene class is not a constructor. This.scene.constructor. This argument. I'm sorry. So command item pushes scene item. Just try passing in scene item, see what happens. Okay. Okay. You know what? I said new scene item base, right? Yeah, I probably wouldn't want to use a base class directly for anything. Let me try it that way, a new scene item. Which breaks. Okay. Yeah, I really need to learn the anatomy of a scene so I can make my own. Scene base, stage prototype, constructor. I guess for starters I'm gonna wanna make it a function. This.initialize.apply. That's the pattern for item. Let me look at scene item. Not scene item base, but I'll look at that next. I want to look at a complete scene and then trace it down to its roots as much as I need to. So we need to set the prototype and set the constructor. So let's start here. Smartass, okay. Let me just do this incrementally and see what happens. Okay, that was good to do incrementally. That's progress. So now we have basically an empty scene that I can't get out of. That's progress. Okay. Okay, let's add this in. That looks right. Incremental, let's test it. Okay. I guess I should be watching the console too. Okay, no JavaScript errors from what I can see. Scenes. basically just going to be copying the interface for this incrementally and seeing how to customize it, maybe what I can take out here in a bit. This .create category window is not a function. Right, so it is trying to do stuff that... Let's try commenting this out. Okay, same as it ever was. Category window. So I'm aping the item menu right now. So let me refresh on what the item menu actually does. Item, weapon, armor, key item. And then I think if I had items to use, the reason it has like the actor menu and stuff is because, or the actor window. I think the help window is at the top, the category window is where you select the category, the item window is at the bottom, and then actor window I think is hidden until you use it for using items. So I definitely won't need that. Okay, let me just... I could just copy this pretty directly and make my own help window, category window, item window, but I don't really need to. I think I'm just going to make an item window and make a very similar interface to this. So I want an item window function. And what do you know, I can copy this one for starters. Let's just see what happens when I just copy this. I have a feeling I know what's going to happen. Okay, that's not what I thought was going to happen. Property Y. This category window. Ah, okay. I didn't even read what I was copying. That's the only thing that uses that, I think. It's just to set it against the other one. WY is... Oh, right, and then I actually need to use that value. So... I'm just going to give it an arbitrary value and see what happens. I'm pretty sure that is to set the position so that it's not overlapping the category window. Can I read property bind of undefined? Oh, on item cancel, on item okay. I think I'm going to need those. I think I'm going to need on item okay and on item cancel to actually make it so you can interact with the window, but I don't need it to interact with the window right now. I just want to get something on the screen, and I don't have a help window. So you can just close that. And I don't use a category window. There we go. That's what I thought would happen. And the 100Y just means it's like 100 pixels from the top, I think. If I set it to 0, in fact, I don't even need to do that because it's going to be the only thing on the screen. So I don't need to offset it from anything. WY, wait, where else do I use WY? Oh, right. Okay. I'm not usually this sloppy, I promise. Okay. And I can't back out because I don't have the cancel thing set up. So let me look into setting that up. I at least need that. So I'm sorry, what was it called again? On item cancel. Which, hold on. That's right here. Okay. Item window.deselect. Okay, that's just to get off the item window and onto the category window. Window item list. Okay. I need to check what that actually is. Window for selecting an item on the item screen. Okay, I'll leave that open. I'm just going to try to get this cancel handler in. Oh wait, whoops. There is no category window. Yeah, but that doesn't seem very useful. That just seems like getting out of the item window. This is for assuming that I'm using an item window and a category window. I don't need to do that. I need to back out of this screen. So instead, I think I should be looking at probably at the item base to see what that does with cancel. Loop back around the top. So let me just look through here for how. Oh, on actor cancel. Hide sub window, actor window. Okay, but that's whenever it's on an actor window. And it does kind of confirm what I thought about how it's going to pop up an actor window on that screen. But what else does it do with... Oh, this is very specifically written for the default item window. I'm probably going to have to change this more than I had hoped to get basic functionality working. That's fine. Yeah, okay. Let me just look around at all the menus and stuff and see if there's a way... If I can easily figure out how to... Oh, is it just pop scene? It would be just pop scene, wouldn't it? It wouldn't. Or it would, wouldn't it? Hold on. So, sorry. Pop scene... Just this? Wait, does that take anything? Oh, I just want to find it. Okay. I think that'll work. And that confirms the suspicion I had. Oh, no, that's not working. Huh. Item cancel. Desktop pop scene defined. Wait, did I actually set the handler? I did. Cancel this dot item cancel dot find this. Oh, and I have to. You always have to pass in this. So this is some of the JavaScript stuff I'm not used to. I don't really know what binding means or why you passed. Well, I have a hunch of why you passed this into everything. That didn't work. Let me run that again with the console and see if there's any JavaScript errors. Nope. Can I confirm that when I hit the cancel button it's doing something? No, that's not doing anything. Okay. Or at least, I mean, sometimes you can't call console.log from arbitrary functions, but I don't think it's doing anything. Set handler. Let me look through scene item again. See what I'm missing here. So when it creates the windows, it sets handlers, adds the window. Yeah, that's obviously working. Well, I don't know about the set handler part, but wait, this dot item window, yeah, that should be working. Item cancel. Do I need to make sure the item window is activated? On category, okay. I might need to make sure it's activated. Let me try that. I don't know, man. Select glass. Well, there's nothing selected. Is that part of the problem? But there's actually nothing on this window. It might be better to copy the category window. Yeah, let me copy the category window instead. Category window is more self-contained. Set help window. We don't need the help window. Set that to 0. And the cancel is more direct on this one anyway. Okay. Wait, what? Wait, did I erase more than I planned to? What's going on here? Wait, I'm confused. Why is that gone now? My command. Oh, I need to add the window, don't I? Or no, I did that. Category window. I didn't remove anything from the create part, did I? No. Why is the command gone now? That's kind of odd. Let me just roll it back a little bit. See what I did. Okay, well, hold on. So, it was working right here, yeah? Wait. Oh, it's already open. Yeah, it's working right here. And then when I switch it over to the category window... Oh, you know what? It's probably because I'm using the wrong kind of... It's probably because the scene item base, or whatever, probably needs an item window. Let me just copy the item and category window functionality. And someone sure is knocking up there. Oh, whoops, there we go. Okay. So category window, that's fine. Yeah, so that's more self-contained. I'm gonna leave that up for now. Category window has an item window. Okay, yeah, let's put these in together. Let's see. One item cancel. I can just copy that one. Yeah, that's fine. Let's try that. No, it's still gone. What the hell? Well, I'm confused. See, there's clearly so much to learn about how RPG Maker works. This is kind of mysterious. So I had added an item window all by its lonesome. And I got it working. The command works without it. It just freezes if there's not anything to actually go to. So what's the error, by the way? What's the error? Colon expected. Where? Oh, Funky Tom. Well, that might have something to do with it. Won't you take me to Funky Tom? No, the fucking command is still gone. What the hell? I don't know what's going on here. Why does it work when I just add an item window, but when I add a category window, it doesn't work? Set the constructor, set the initialize. I set the create. Oh, well I didn't actually call create item window, that's right. So remember when I said I wanted to make it more, I missed a step, and I think it does need an item window, and I didn't actually do that. No, but the fucking command's still gone. What order do you make them in? No, you make the category window first. Okay. Set help window. It doesn't need a help window, does it? Create item window. Well, let's just go through the rest of the list here. No, I don't think I need that. I don't think I need any of this other stuff. Create help window. Well, fine, I'll just copy the whole thing, but then what am I actually learning? I haven't learned how any of this stuff goes together. I haven't learned how any of this stuff goes together. Scene menu base. Should be able to just call that, right? I don't think I've learned much from doing this. I feel like I might know less than when I started. Yeah, I think I might know less than when I started copying this. And that command is still fucking gone. I don't get it. Ah, man. I wish there were better lessons out there for making plugins, because it's so frustrating to butt my head against the wall like this. I don't know what I'm doing. I felt like I was making some real good progress, and now I am completely confounded. I'm just erasing all of this crap. Just erase all this crap. And erase this too. I don't get it. It should be, wait, the test command. Right, I still added the command, but without a handler it doesn't freeze the game or anything. Well, my voice is getting kind of messed up because I'm not used to streaming, talking this much, and I need a little fewer distractions, which I know there's no chat or anything, but I am distracted by trying to at least narrate what I'm doing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stream some more development on Wednesday, and I'm about to turn off the stream, take a little break, and then try to work on this some more off stream. I did not make as much progress as I was hoping to. In fact, I had to cover a lot of ground I already covered over the weekend, which is fine, because it helped me learn this stuff a little better, but right here at the end when I'm actually trying to make a new scene, I don't think I learned anything. Well, I did learn some things. Actually, I want to talk about what I learned. What I learned is, it does seem pretty straightforward to add a new scene. There's a push function on Scene Manager. If you just push your scene, then it will save the last scene on a stack, and then load your new scene, and then when it's time to go back to the last scene, you just pop the stack, and it loads the last scene. It gets rid of your new scene. And a scene basically is just a screen. So that's pretty intuitive. What's not intuitive is how to make a new scene. So that I need to do some research on. I'm probably going to watch some video tutorials if I can find any good ones for making new scenes. And with my work timer going off, I think that's a good time to just call the stream. So that's fun. First stream in years, first stream on this new channel. Like and subscribe. Nobody's watching, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to show up and stream at least 3 days a week. I think I'm going to stream again on Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central. I will schedule the stream on my channel tonight. I might stream tomorrow. I'll make a decision. I'm going to do more plugin development. I'm going to be grinding away at it in between streams too, so next time I'll hopefully have more to show. Yeah, it's a bit disappointing, but progress is often slow, and that's fine. In fact, sometimes the slow progress is the best progress. Alright, goodbye!